All right, I'm just getting set up. It's raining and just trying to make sure that's not too loud. Hi everybody. So if you're just joining in, I'm a few minutes early and just want to make sure the setup is okay and it's not too loud. So what we need for class is a yoga mat, 2 light weights, some sliders or something you can slide on. So whether you have sliders or paper plates or a hand towel, we'll use that. And if you do have a block available, that's just something nice to have. You don't have to have it. So if you want to gather those things, and we'll get started in just a few minutes. I just wanted to make sure that everything was set up right. As you can see, we're outside and it's raining and there's some thunder here and there. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud. If it is too loud, I'll check in with the comments, but I don't think I'm going to be moving my setup inside or anything like that. So I'll just try to talk a little bit louder and more clear. And I know y'all will be working out, so you can't really like stop and make comments or anything like that. But if there are any issues, definitely make a comment and I'll try to take a look and make sure. I'm so glad you guys are all here. I'm super excited. I think this is the first real like long live stream workout I'm doing on my account, so I'm really excited. And some of you have been to my class at Fire Fitness, and this is my normal class time at 11 and 12. And so I just thought it'd be nice to be able to teach my normal class time in different circumstances. So today's class is going to be a Lagree and yoga inspired class. My friend Q is here and she asked for a little bit more Lagree moves, so we can thank her for a little bit extra burn. I know most of you. I think there's some of you that I don't know, so if you don't know me, my name is Michelle. I teach Lagree Fitness on the weekends during normal times. I also do a little bit of yoga. I am a yoga teacher, but I don't teach yoga. I mostly teach Lagree Fitness, but I'll throw in some yoga moves to break it up. So I am so glad you guys are here. We will get started in just a few seconds. So we will start on the yoga mat. You don't have to have grip socks or anything, bare feet. It is just like yoga. Thank you for coming, everyone. And I will, like I said, check in. And Alicia's here too. Hi, Alicia. I will check in every few minutes or 5-10 minutes just to make sure that everything is good and looks good. So we'll go ahead and get started. On the yoga mat, we'll do a couple of stretches first. It will be about 40 minutes, maybe a little bit longer depending on how much time we have. I might add in a couple of stretches at the end. So hope you guys are enjoying this lovely, cool, rainy day. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. If you can't see me, I'll try to adjust. The other thing is that on Instagram, it is mirrored, and so I'll try to do the same leg. So I might get mixed up between right and left. It's only because Instagram does everything mirrored. So just so that you guys are aware. All right, so we're gonna start warming up. So just come anywhere on the mat that is comfortable for you. So feet about hips width apart or whatever feels right and comfortable for you today. If you need to go a little bit wider, if you have some back issues, you can. But just about hips width apart should be good. You can place one hand on your stomach, one hand on your lower back to make sure that your spine is tucked in. And so you're not hyperextending your back. So you don't want to put pressure on your lower back. So just tuck your belly in, tilt your pelvis a little bit forward, arms by your side. Reach your shoulders up to your ears and then relax them away from your ears. Do that a couple of times just to get some movement into those shoulders. As you reach your shoulders up towards your ears, take a big deep breath in through your nose. And then exhale through your mouth as you relax your shoulders away from your ears. Do that a few more times. With a big deep breath in, reach your arms straight overhead. Maybe lean back just a little bit. Feel that stretch, feel that lengthening in your spine. Reach your arms up tall, stretch out. From here, grab your right wrist with your left hand, and then take a big deep breath in, stretch up tall, and reach towards the left side. Really feel that stretch along your side body. Big deep breath in, come to the center, switch sides, take your right hand, grab it on your left wrist, and then reach over towards the right side. Really be mindful that you're not hyperextending your back, so keeping your pelvis tucked in as you feel that stretch along the left side of your body. Big deep breath in, come towards the center. So you're going to take a forward fold, so you're going to hinge from your waist, keeping your pelvis tucked in. You're hinging forward and then just folding forward all the way down towards the mat. Relax your head and neck. Relax your hands towards the ground. If you don't reach the ground, if your hamstrings are really tight, take a soft bend in your knees, just so that you can lean all the way down. Relaxing your head and neck towards the mat. From here, you can grab opposite elbows, or you can reach around and grab the back of your neck. From here, just relax your head and neck. Make any movement side to side. It's raining really hard. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'll try to talk really loud. Hi Travis, no you cannot do this workout while drinking squirrel margaritas, inside joke. Hi Angela. All right, just relax your head and neck. You're in your first forward fold. Take your time in this forward fold, moving in whatever way that feels good. Feeling that stretch along the back of your hamstrings as well. If it feels good for you, you can pedal your feet out, lifting one heel at a time. So I really want you to take your time just to stretch out here, and don't hike up your neck. Just relax your head and neck, looking towards the in between your feet. Take a few more breaths here. We're going to go into a couple of core warm-ups. So let that go. So if you have your yoga mat, you can fold it like I am, just so that you can have a little bit more room. So if you have sliders, grab them. I'll show various options. So we're going to do what I call alternating Cobra. So what that looks like is you're in a modified plank, you're on your knees, you're at a 45-degree angle, you're grabbing your sliders. You start with your hands directly underneath your shoulder, your wrists directly underneath your shoulders. From here, you're extending out one arm, bending the opposite arm as you come down. Using your core to lift yourself back up into that straight arm modified plank. And you're doing it on the opposite side, extending that opposite hand all the way out, bending the other elbow, and then lifting up through your core and coming up. So I'll do that a couple times so you can see. So it's like a Cobra, but it's alternating Cobra on sliders. If you don't have sliders, you can do the same thing on your hand towel. For me, it's a little bit harder just because I have tile here, so it's a little bit bumpy. So it's hard for me to do it with the towel. But you can. Paper plates work fine as well. So in your alternating Cobra, what you want to make sure is that your lower back does not hyperextend. So really keep that core engaged as you extend out and as you come back in. You may not be able to extend all the way out. So if you can't, you can do a smaller range of motion. Really exhale as you extend out on either side. Couple more reps here. And remember to keep your shoulders away from your ears with this movement. It's not going to be a very big movement. You're going to let that go. Pulling that yoga mat out in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Pull that yoga mat out. You're going to come into a downward facing dog. So if you do yoga, you can do a vinyasa, coming into a plank and into downward dog. Otherwise, just place your hands on the mat, place your toes on the mat. You're coming into an inverted V, so downward facing dog. So this is your first downward dog. So you can pedal your feet out if that feels good for you. You're dropping your head down through your shoulders, relaxing your head and neck, dropping your shoulders away from your ears. So you're wrapping your shoulder blades around towards your armpits, palms flat on the mat. Your toes are on the mat. Your heels move towards the mat. They don't have to go all the way down if you're not quite there yet. From here, we're going to do shoulder taps, knee to elbow, okay? So what that looks like is you're gonna raise your right leg up into the air. You're gonna move forward into plank. As you move forward, you're bringing that right knee into that right elbow and coming back up. You're lifting up. You're tapping that knee towards that elbow, coming back up. We're just warming up our core here. Exhale as you come in. Inhale as you come back up. So as you come into your plank, your shoulders are directly over your wrists. They're not going over your fingers. We'll do that a couple more times. Two more times, extending out, touching your elbow. One last time, up, touching that elbow. Come back into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out here. See how your hamstrings feel. Come back into your downward facing dog. From here, we'll do the opposite side, lifting your left foot all the way up, keeping your hips square. Bring it in towards your left elbow. Inhaling up, bring it in. Inhaling up, big deep breath in. Exhaling, bring it in. Couple more reps. Two more reps. Inhaling up, bring it back in. One more inhaling up, bring it back in. Coming back to your downward facing dog. Really reach your heels towards the ground here, pedaling it out, lifting one heel at a time. Good. We're going to move into some legs here. So from your downward facing dog, you're going to lift your left leg all the way up, stepping it through, I'm going to switch sides, stepping it through between your hands, lifting up into your Crescent Warrior. So with your Crescent Warrior, you're on two skis, your arms are lifted up overhead. Okay? When your arms are lifted up, your shoulders are not hiked up. They're relaxed away from your ears. Breathe here. Your left knee is directly over your left ankle. What you're going to do is give me some knee dips. So you're going to dip the opposite knee down and extending back up. Dipping down and back up. You're staying low on that left side. Make sure you're still breathing. Small little knee dip. You're going to stay low, holding that back knee down in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it all the way down. You're going to hold it low for this hold. Coming into your Warrior 2. So you're going to straighten that back leg out into your Warrior 2 in 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Grab those weights if you have it. So you're coming to your Warrior 2 on that left side. So the heel of your left foot bisects the back arch of that extended leg. So you're in your Warrior 2, your left knee is directly over your left ankle, your arms are out by your side. So you're open towards the side. From here, hold it here. Your palms face out. If you have the weights, you can use them. You don't have to have the weights. You're going to come into a bow and arrow. So what that looks like is you're going to bend that right hand in, meet that opposite arm, and then come back out. Take your time, go nice and slow. Stay low, use your breath to get that movement. If at any point the weight gets too much, you can drop those weights. We're just here for a few more reps. Then we're going to drop those weights and grab those sliders. Keep moving, letting that go. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those weights. Grab those sliders. You're coming to a left-sided curtsy lunge. Just one slider is all that you need. I'll show it from different angles. So you're going to start with your feet next to each other. Your slider goes actually on the right foot. So you start kind of hip width apart and standing up straight. Move it over. From here, you're going to take that opposite leg, so your right leg. It's going to go back behind and over to the side as you bend down into your curtsy. So both knees bend down, and then you slowly bring that slider back up next to your left leg. So you're going to bring that around. There's not a whole lot of weight on that right leg. Bend down into your curtsy, and then come back up. So just like we're on a megaformer, really take your time, trying to take 4 to 6 counts, going down into your lunge, driving through that working leg, that left leg, as you come up. Good job, everyone. Hope everyone's feeling the burn on this one. You can do the same thing using a hand towel or paper plates. So just your right toes are on that slider. So not a whole lot of weight, probably 10% of your weight on that last leg. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear that thunder? A couple more reps here. Good job, everyone. We have one more leg exercise to do. Really using your breath. Good job. And just for kicks, since I miss being on a megaformer, we're going to come back around for one hold in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So hold it here. Really engage that left glute. Hold it. Come up an inch and hold. Come up another inch and hold. Go down an inch and hold. Down one more inch and hold. Breathe. Full range of motion in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, that burns. All right. So from here, we're going to come into kind of like an elevator lunge on that left side. So you're keeping that slider on your right side. You're going to square off your hips towards the front. And you're just going to extend that right leg back straight. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so kind of a similar motion. This time your hips are square and you're hinging forward slightly as you come down. So you're going to bend down into your lunge, extending that back leg straight, driving through that left heel as you come up. Let's see if you can see it from here. So you're going to go down into your lunge, hinging forward slightly. Your left knee is directly over your left ankle, driving through that heel as you come up. Not a whole lot of weight on that back leg. Keeping that spine nice and neutral. From here, you have an option to add on some deadlifts. So you can grab those weights if you like for a little extra challenge. So what that looks like is you're going to go down into your lunge, come up about halfway, give me a deadlift, come up all the way, and then reset. Go all the way down, come up halfway, give me a deadlift, come up all the way, reset. You can always do this without the weights as well. Good job. So without the weights, very similar move. Go all the way down, come up halfway, bring your hands out straight, reach towards the ground. You can go a little bit lower without the weights. Come up again, come up all the way. Good job. We're going to come into some deadlift pulses in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up about halfway. Bring your arms in front of you with or without the weights. You're just going to pulse it down and up, down and up. Full range of motion in your elevator lunge in 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to let that go, coming into downward facing dog in 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so let that go, come into downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out if that feels good for you. You're going to lift your left leg all the way up to the sky, keeping your hips square towards the mat. Bring it through your hands, coming into low runner's lunge. So your toes are tucked. You can walk your left feet out a little bit towards the side of your mat. Feeling that stretch, so kind of rock back and forth, feel that stretch. And then drop your knee down towards the mat, untuck your toes. You can walk your left feet out just a little bit more so that your toes are at about a 1 or 2 o'clock. You can also kind of move your right knee out a little bit more. From here, if that feels good enough for you, we're in a lizard lunge. If that feels good, just stay here. If you need a little bit more or want a little bit more, you can come down to one forearm, so you can come down to your right forearm or both forearms. Really feel that stretch here. And what I like to do is I like to keep my right forearm down. I like to take my left hand to really push it against kind of the inner part of my thigh, coming to the side of my left foot to really feel that stretch even further. Really breathe into this. If this feels uncomfortable, back off a little bit. Really feel that stretch on that left side. Place both palms on the mat, walk yourself back up. What you're going to do is tuck your toes on the right side, step it to the outside of both of your right hand, and then come into a Yogi Squat or Malasana pose. And so for my Asian friends, it's kind of like an Asian squat, but if you can't get your heels down, what you can do is if you do have a block, you can sit on it so it's a little bit more comfortable for your hips. Whatever height is comfortable for you. This is a nice little reset for your hips. So from here, if you can, bring your elbows to the inside of your thighs, do so. You can get a little bit of stretch on that left hip if you bring that left elbow to the inside of your left thigh, reaching that palm out in front of you. From here, if that feels good, you can raise your right hand up towards the ceiling or towards the sky. And if that feels good and you want a little bit more, you can take that bind by turning your palm out. So a little bit of internal rotation of your shoulder. Bring it around the back. I'll turn toward the side. Wrapping the left hand around your knee and then hooking your fingers together. Don't have to do the bind. You can stay wherever feels good for you. So we are done with the left leg. We're going to move on to the right leg, going through the same movements that we did before. Letting that go. You can do vinyasa here if you are a yogi. So vinyasa here is you can come into a plank. I'll scoot back. Come into a plank, lower down through your chaturanga, bending your elbows down by your side, coming through for your upward facing dog, and then through your downward facing dog. You don't have to do that. If you want to just meet me in downward facing dog, taking a little break, and then pedaling those feet out. So you're in your downward facing dog. We're gonna do the same thing, this time on your right side. So from here, you're gonna lift your right leg straight up, keeping those hips square, stepping it through between your hands, coming to your Crescent Warrior. So in the Crescent Warrior, your right knee is directly over your right ankle, and then you're lifted up. Okay? So from here, you're going to come into those knee dips on the opposite side, bending this knee down, extending back up, staying low on that side. Remember to stay low with that right knee directly over your right ankle. All you're doing is bending that left knee down and up. Really using your breath, keeping your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Staying low, coming into 290s for your hold in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it down low. You're just going to stay low, feeling that burn, letting it go, coming to Warrior 2 on that right side in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So with Warrior 2, I'm just changing directions. So your right knee, or your right ankle is bisecting that back knee, back arch of the foot. So backwards today. So you're in your Warrior 2, you're staying low, your hips are open towards the side. You have your weights if you used them the last time. Bring them out wide. You're going to give me a bow and arrow. So you're out wide, bending that left hand in and out. Really using that breath. In and out. Good job. Remember to stay low, breathe through it. Weights are always optional, and try not to hike those shoulders up by your ears. Good job. We're going to move through Curtsy Lunge next. So grab one slider next. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those weights. Grab onto your slider. Place it over your left foot this time, your left toes. So remember, you're starting with your feet right next to each other. You're on your right foot. As you come down, as you bend down into your curtsy, you're bringing that slider back behind you, bending down into your curtsy, driving through that right heel as you come up. Really taking your time here, breathing through it, bending down into both legs, driving through that right heel as you come up, bring that slider back around. Good job. Really feeling the glute on that right side do its work. And remember, there's very minimal weight on that slider. Maybe about 10% of your weight is on that slider. All of the weight is in that working leg on that right side. Good job. Really breathing through these movements. We just have one hold here. Bring it around, coming to your curtsy fold in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it down low. Really use your core to stay low as well. Come up an inch and hold. Come up an inch and hold. Go down an inch and hold. Go down 1 more inch and hold. Full range of motion in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up next, the slider stays on that left foot. We're coming to an elevator lunge with deadlifts in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So reset yourself. Your hips are square towards the front. Still not a lot of weight on that back leg. You're bending down into your lunge on that right side, driving through that right heel as you come up. We'll do a couple of reps in elevator lunge before we add the deadlift. Remember to take it nice and slow, driving through that right heel as you come up. On this next rep, we'll go down all the way together. Go all the way down. Come up about halfway. You can reach your arms over in front of you, and then hinge at the hip. Bring your fingertips towards the ground. Come up all the way in your elevator lunge, and go all the way down. Come up halfway. Bring your fingertips in front of you. Reach it towards the ground. Come up all the way. Remember, you can always use those weights for an extra challenge. Come up halfway, reach down, come up. We're going to end it with some deadlift pulses. Coming down all the way. Come up about halfway. Give me those deadlift pulses. Bring your fingertips over in front of you. Down and up. Really feel that burn. Down and up. Full range of motion in your elevator lunge in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hopefully you're getting some shakes in. I am. I'm going to let that go. Coming into your downward facing dog in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put those sliders to the side. Come to your downward facing dog. Cuddle it out. See how this side feels now. Lift your leg, right leg all the way up. Step it through for your runner's lunge. So you're on your toes on that left side. You're really feeling that stretch on the inner part of your right leg. You can move back and forth whatever way feels good for you. From here, you're going to come into that lizard lunge. This side may feel different for you. So what you do is you'll untuck your toes on that left side. You're going to bring your right foot all the way out. From here, place your palms down onto your mat. You can stay here, or you can come down to your forearms, whatever feels good for you. Wherever you are, relax your head and neck so you're not straining your neck. And you can do that stretch that I like. If you place your bottom forearm on the ground, place that opposite hand on the inner part of your thigh, come to the side of that foot, and really feel that stretch. Really use your breath to breathe into that space. From here, place your palms down, untuck that back leg, and bring that back leg up. And you're coming into your Yogi Squat, Malasana pose again. Really can use your elbows on the inside of your thighs to push out against your thighs if that feels good for you. From here, you can take that bind, you can bring that right hand, the right elbow on the inside of your right thigh, stretch your palms out towards the side, and then reach the opposite hand up towards the ceiling. From here, you can take that bind if you'd like. Internal rotation of that top arm, wrapping that arm behind your back, hooking your fingers together. Good job. A couple more stretches here. You're going to let that bind go. Let that go. Place your palms down onto the mat. Set your hips up. And then separate your feet about 3.5, 4 feet into your wide-legged forward fold. What I like to do is from here, place your hands on your hips, come up. So pigeon toe your toes together, so you're in a wide stance. Take a big deep breath in, reach your arms up overhead, really stretch up tall, then hinge forward from your hips all the way down. From here, place your palms down onto the mat. Excuse me. Take a big deep breath in and come up about halfway so you have a flat back. I'll do it from this side. So your palms down, you're going to come up about halfway for a flat back, and then you're going to release your head and neck and hinge forward a little bit more. So that may enable you to get a little bit deeper. You can do that a couple times. So take a big deep breath in and exhale, fold forward, even deeper. Really feel the hamstrings on both sides. Feel that stretch along the hamstrings. You can keep your palms flat on the mat. You can turn your fingertips away from you and reach behind you for a little deeper stretch as well, making sure your head and neck are nice and relaxed and neutral. Release, walk your palms up. Hands at your hips, take a big deep breath in and come all the way up. From here, you're gonna come into a goddess pose. So this time your toes are pointing out at about 10 and 2. And then you're sitting down with your thighs or knees out over your toes. So you're sitting low. Staying low here. If you have your weights, you can grab them. We're just gonna stay low into your goddess pose and come into arm circles forward. If you want a little more challenge, you can come up onto one toes or both toes, or both sets of toes. Really taking those arm circles nice and slow. You're going to change directions going back in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going back. Let's release that in 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, my watch says I'm not relaxed right now. Okay, so we're gonna finish up with some quick obliques. So grab your sliders, again, you can fold up your mat. We're gonna come into left-sided scrambled eggs. So you have a couple options here. So from here, you have your slider over your left, under your left foot. So your palms are directly underneath your shoulders. You can have your right knee down. From here, you're extending that right leg back, and you're using your oblique on that left side to bring that slider in and out. An option to up level is you can come into a full plank. From here, you're extending this back out to the side. Wherever you are, you're still working that left oblique. Bring it around and back behind you. Taking your time with this movement. slower you go, the more you're utilizing that oblique. Good job. And as you bring that slider back around, make sure that you're not shifting your weight over to one side. So you want to make sure that all of your weight is evenly distributed. So we have the tendency to put our weight on the side that's not working because that makes it a little bit easier. So try not to do that. Try to be mindful of where your weight is. You're going to let that go, coming to a side plank on that right side. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sorry, on that left side. I'm so backwards. All right, so you're going to come down into side plank on that left side. So you're coming up, and you can have your left knee down. Oops. So you're coming onto your side plank. You can grab the weight. We're going to come into thread the needle. So that top arm is lifted. All you're doing from here is bringing that arm through and back up. So your bottom leg, your bottom knee can be on the mat, or you can be on the side of your foot. Really using your breath to get that movement. The weight is optional. We're almost done here. Just 2 more obliques on the opposite side, and then we'll be all done. I'm going to let that go. Doing the same thing on the opposite side, working that right oblique in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So same thing. And fold that mat over. This time going to the opposite side, whatever side you didn't work. Extending that back slider, and then bring it forward. Remember to keep that weight neutral. Hips are squared towards the ground. Good job. We'll be finishing up with that thread the needle on that right side. It'll be our last exercise. Letting it go. Coming into side plank in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Coming to your side plank. This time on that right side. Have the option for that weight, bending that top arm, bring it through your side body, and coming back up. So I know it's 40 minutes now. If you need to go, I'm glad you were able to come. I'll try to save this video and upload it. We just have a couple of stretches left, so would love it if you guys can stay with me and stretch it out. We have one last quick cardio burst, and then we're going to stretch it. Letting that go in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Our last cardio burst is a little combo. So you're coming to plank, wide-legged plank, so you're separating your feet a little bit wider to give you more stability. You're going to come into a set of shoulder taps. So one hand taps opposite shoulder, 1, 2, and then arm raises, 1, 2. Okay? So shoulder taps and arm raises. Try to keep your hips square. Try not to have too much movement in your hips. The reason why you're in a wide stance is to give you a little bit of stability. We're going to end it with quick 15 seconds of shoulder taps. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go as fast as slow as you can. Try not to move your hips too much. Squeeze your core. Go as fast or slow as you can. Letting it go. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, everyone. So I'm going to go through just a couple of stretches. So if you're still with me, I'd love for you to stretch with me. From here, so you just finish your shoulder taps. Give me a couple rounds of cat-cow. Really reaching up, lifting up on an inhale, rounding your spine. On an exhale, inhale, drop your belly down towards the mat. Look up. Exhale, round your spine. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Swing your legs around. We're coming to a seated forward fold. So extend your legs in front of you. So you're in an L shape. So your spine is long and neutral, so not hunched over. So on an inhale, you're going to reach up, stretch up tall. On an exhale, you're going to fold forward slightly. So from here, if you have a block handy, you can use that. If not, then just bend your knees. So you want to make sure your spine is nice and neutral and it's not hunched over. So keeping your spine nice and long, you're just going to fold forward. So at any point you see your spine starts to round, extend, and stop there. Take a big deep breath in before you go further. So the whole idea is if you have a block, you can place it on your shins and just look down and relax your head down onto that block. If you want to, you can also bend your knees a little bit more. If your hamstrings are really tight, that way your spine is still nice and long. And then fold forward. You can grab onto the outside of your calves or on the outside of your feet. Really relax your head and neck in this position. And release. Come on all the way up. We're going to take a couple of twists. So from here, you can bend your right knee in. So bend your right knee in. And remember, just keep your spine nice and tall. So if you want to place that foot down a little bit further down, if that compromises your spine, you can do that. So place that foot, the right foot on the ground. From here, if this is enough for you, you can stay here. Place this over your thigh. Sorry, we're doing a twist, I forgot. So place it over the outside of the opposite thigh. So wherever it feels comfortable for you. And then if this feels good, stay here so your foot is crossed over the outside of the opposite leg. And you can bend that straight leg. If that feels good for you, bend it so that the heel comes close to your bottom. If this feels too much for you, then just keep it straight. From here, you're going to lift your right arm all the way up, stretch up tall. Place that right elbow on the outside of your right thigh and just twist. Feeling that stretch. And then release. From here, you're going to reach up tall wherever you are and just fold forward. And you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So straighten out that right leg, take that left foot, hook it over the outside of your right foot or your right thigh. If that feels good, stay there. Otherwise, bend that bottom leg, tuck it in so that that bottom heel touches the outside of your butt. Same thing, reach up tall and then twist. and release, fold forward. So I know we ran a little bit late, but thank you all for staying with me. Hope you enjoyed that workout. Hope to do it again soon. If you have any questions or comments, I would love for you to send me a message. Thank you all again. Hope you have a wonderful Sunday afternoon and stay safe. All right, bye.